out. So where does this stuff go? Roses and everything, and the hearts and tickets and cowboy hats? That is really, really nice, guys. But please, you don't need to send me money. Save your money. Honestly, truly.
Oh, this is money you all are sending me? Oh, this is money? Now, how do I collect that? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dollar make me holler.
Okay guys, so I thought I want to start this video off on a lighter note, and I just want to give a shout out to one of my subs, one of my followers, one of my friends, Greg Williams. Thank you so much for sending in a tip this past week. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I didn't know how else to say thank you, but this is a feeling that I'm constantly, I guess, teeter-tottering in between, and it's just, I'm flattered. So today I want to continue the conversation on ABGs, or better known as Asian baby girls. And when I was doing research on this video, I actually came across an older video from the Fung Bros that I thought was really interesting. Now this video is about 8 months old, I guess, and the tables have turned. Apparently, according to this conversation, Asian men are now denying or turning down Asian women. And I don't know, I feel like this was something that I mentioned in my first Asian video. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, please do so. But I received a lot of not so positive comments. And again, that's fine. But in particularly, I just noticed it was a lot of Asian men that don't follow my videos, that don't follow my channel, that don't watch any of my content. But for that particular video, there were a lot chiming in as to why they don't date Asian women. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's clip.
Have the tables finally turned? Are some Asian guys dissing Asian women in pursuit of blonde women? We'll explain here.
Yeah, this went really viral on TikTok. Let's run the clip.
What's your name?
Danny.
What would you rate this girl on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like a 1 or a 2. She's just not my type.
And what's your type?
Snow bunnies, like white girls.
I mean, she has blonde hair.
She has nice eyes.
Who's your favorite female celebrity?
I'm gonna go Margot Robbie.
Because
she's Margot Robbie, bro.
What's your name?
Ashley.
What would you rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give him a 9.9. I feel like his eyebrows are a little bushy. I like his hair. I really like the perm, and his jawline is really nice.
Then what would make him a 10?
If he didn't have that air tag.
Who's your favorite male celebrity?
I like Amboyan because he's hot.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
8.
Because
I look better in blonde than my original hair color. Hi.
I'm Danny.
I'm Ashley. Nice to meet you.
did the rating change after meeting in person?
Yeah. 7. The perm isn't as popping right now in person.
So he went from a 9.9 to a 7. First of all, I'm not sure how he's a 9.9. I'm not even trying to be mean or anything, but 9.9 is pretty damn close to perfection. Okay. I don't know if I've ever met many 9.9 or 10 men or women in real life. Like, the people that I've seen that are this gorgeous are usually models.
Mine went up a little, like a 3.
Okay, so him giving her 3. Again, I don't care, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, okay? Like, looks are subjective. However, 3 would mean that she is below average, like well below average. And I don't know. I just feel like this has to be a skit or rage bait or, yeah.
She looks a little prettier in person.
Would you guys exchange numbers?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I have no idea who these people are. They might be saying things just to get views. I don't know. But if I ever caught my kid or my friends saying this shit, I would drop them immediately. The reason why I'm so triggered is because this reminds me of the Asian guys who think they deserve a fucking medal for bagging a white girl. And they usually hate Asian women.
Boom! I mean, you see it. The original clip is from the University of Michigan. This guy's ranking Asian girls super low. He gives her a 1 or a 2. He's like, dude, I like snow bunnies, like Margot Robbie. That's really like my vibe. And of course, hello, I'm Sharon. She got a fiery response saying that this is something that she's been noticing in the Asian community. Andrew, who even knows if the original TikTok video was fake or not? But clearly it struck a chord in the community to get shared this many times.
Well, to that young man at UMich, good luck getting with the Margot Robbie, all right? I don't think you're very close to it. But anyways, guys, this is a new phenomenon, if you will, that I have noticed in person. Now, there are Asian guys out there that are choosing not to date Asian women when they can, right? And they relate to other groups.
And it's usually, would you say it's dudes with a lot of optionality?
Usually it's like, you know, good.
Usually, maybe, but not always, okay? Like I already told you guys in the last video as to why some Asian women aren't dating Asian men. It's not always going to be the K-pop guys or the higher value Asian guys. Sometimes it's just literally your average Joe. And colorism exists around the world. Preferences exist around the world. And yeah, growing up, I was not their preference. And these were not the 6', 7' athletes. Okay, like they're just regular schmegular people like me. But again, for some reason, when I said it, nah, can't be true. Can't be true. Asian men accept all Asian women. Can't be true.
Looking guys, possibly 6 feet. They got some tattoos. Got appeal to the outside world, right? Not just, you know, honestly, they're not like the engineer guys. Sorry, that's not the main type I'm thinking about. But I guess a couple questions come to mind. Is like, are these Asian guys doing this and turning down Asian women out of self-hate? Okay, is it out of pettiness to get back at Asian women who have always who are notoriously known, I guess, for dating non-Asian guys at a high percentage, or or is it just like, I don't know, I guess maybe it just goes to show you that culture is different and maybe we should empathize more with the Asian girls who didn't like to date Asian guys, you know?
You know, I think it's funny that he thinks that's funny. That culture is really just skin deep. Huh, you think? I only said that in my last video. You think you might want to empathize with Asian women a little bit more? Maybe, maybe not. I doubt it, you know, but yeah, I've tried to tell you guys this in so many different types of videos, but race is only but skin deep. It's only an issue because we make it an issue here in America, okay? We all actually have a lot more in common than we have different. The experiences or the traditions and the cultures might differ, but at the same time, there's still a common thread. And I just wish that more people could see that silver lining.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of questions here.
Yeah, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and check out our sponsor for today, SmileSauce.com from Sichuan to Sicily. Interestingly enough, Andrew, I was at Samwoo Jung the other day, and there was an Asian girl at the table next to me who was very like Bohemian Williamsburg looking, and she was talking about how she was trying to date this Korean tatted up producer DJ in Bushwick, but he only dates white girls, or she was like accusing of him of that because she felt he was like disengaged with her over text messages, and she was very frustrated at it. So it goes to show you there might be some truth to this dynamic happening, at least in some regards.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just get into the comments section, Andrew. This girl said, this gave me the ick. And somebody said, bro, I seen so many Asian girls do this with white guys. I'm actually kind of surprised to see an Asian guy say this. And somebody said, I don't know why people get mad. Asian girls got preferences for white guys and nobody cares. But when it's an Asian dude, all of a sudden he's a self-hating villain, huh? Well, how you guys like it now that the tables have turned? This speaks to your first point, Andrew. Are some Asian guys doing it to get back at Asian women?
I don't know if it's out of pettiness, man. I really don't think so. I think that it's somewhat of a, I think it's a little bit more cultural and just like a looks preference. I think, first of all, like, and my question is like, when Asian guys are turning down Asian women, are they being disrespectful? Because I think that everybody,
I guess it just is up to you to determine what is disrespect and what is respectful, right? If I find that clip, I'm going to go ahead and insert it here.
Because, yeah.
But I don't like Asian women. I won't date Asian women.
You won't, huh?
No.
Really?
Reminds me of my mother and my sister.
Oh. Because, I mean.
And my daughter.
But I actually remember seeing a Asian or a half white, half Asian martial artist on the whatever podcast, and he was talking about how growing up he didn't find Asian women attractive because they look just like his mom and sister. And again, it's just a double standards that we have towards Asian women. If they were to say they're not attracted to an Asian man, it's, oh my gosh, you're self-hating. Oh my gosh, you're worshiping the white man. But if it was an Asian man that was to do that, you can see how much the Fung Bros are empathizing with the Asian man, right? And again, I want to reiterate, at the end of the day, I do not give two fucks. Not one, not two, but two fucks. I don't give as far as who you're dating and who you're marrying. As long as you don't make me care, as long as you don't make me pay for it, live and let live.
He has preferences. Asian women can date who they want. Asian men can date who they want. But there's also a point where it's like, hey, you do not have to talk down on your counterpart. Right. And I think a lot of the pain from Asian men about Asian women were that it's not that Asian women only turned down Asian guys, but it was that oftentimes they were caught publicly denouncing Asian men and talking down on Asian men. And that was the kind of the knife in our heart.
Right, you're saying the mortifying type of like
reasoning. Like,
emotion.
oh, they like look like my brother, or
right,
like,
the disgusting.
I would never date an Asian guy. Oh, they're so not good. It's like, hey, you can have a preference, you know, everybody can, you know. That was what I'm saying is painful. So I guess what I'm asking are these Asian guys who are turning down Asian women doing the same thing, which I am curious about.
Somebody said, me and all my tall Asian guy friends over 6 feet are all choosing white girls. Yeah.
Like that guy. Some.
Yeah, let people love whoever they want. Ha ha. This is from a 6 foot tall.
Okay, see, David, he didn't say no ha ha. This is what I mean by sometimes like they interject their own feelings and their own bias into the things that they're commenting on. And again, I don't care because I probably do the exact same thing. But if you actually take a look at the comment that is paused on screen right now, it says, me and all my tall Asian friends over 6 feet are choosing white girls. And yeah, let people love whoever. That's exactly what I mean.
I would say somebody said, actually, this dynamic has been hella rampant within the South Asian community for quite some time now, but it is new in the East and Southeast Asian community. That's an interesting point, right?
I have always seen a decent amount of, and they're usually slightly taller or I guess Punjabi type Indian guys date white girls.
Kind of Arab looking, yeah.
Yeah, and as much as I've seen some Indian girls date white guys too, so I feel like on their side, maybe they've been having this 50-50 mix more, or it's seemingly 50-50.
Yo, I had a friend named Amit growing up, and he would only date blonde women.
Right.
Like,
is it interesting how earlier on he said he didn't really know, didn't really see this exist, but now he's recalling the fact that he had a friend growing up that only dated white women?
He was like 10 out of 10 about it. Like he was taking it real serious. Somebody said this is from a Latin woman. I believe this is from a Latin woman. If you made me guess, she's probably really into Korean chads or.
But why? Why are you guessing that? Based on her name? Little Miss Nightmare? What made you guess that this is a Latina woman that is only into dating Asian chads? I'm just curious because, again, maybe I'm completely oblivious to the signs, and that's why I'm talking out the side of my neck. But what are the signs, David?
Asian chads in general. She says, what's with non-white guys' obsession with white women? They're all losing their damn minds now over snow bunnies. White beauty standards colonize the world.
Yeah, and I think, David, does Asian guys doing this to Asian women, does it kind of almost build empathy for the Asian women who always want to date white guys? You know how, like,
you're saying now that Asian guys are doing the same thing because they can now, shows that all Asians wanted to do it this whole time, but only one gender had the ability to do it?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually more point. Yeah. I think that this is what this Latin girl is pointing at, and it may be a little bit self-serving because she might like really high-value Asian guys herself, but she's, I guess, correctly pointing out that Asians seem to like worship hierarchy, right?
Just in general.
Right, and Anglo-Saxons were at the top of the global hierarchy for the past 300 years, and that may be just like a macro factor that impacts both genders, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's just say all Asian people in America, in the West, they were always attracted to good-looking blonde people, but only the Asian women had the ability or the choice or the option to date them.
Wrong. People are attracted to sex, money, and power. That's it. Okay? Sex, money, power. They're attracted to people that can either provide them with sex, provide them with money, or provide them with power. Who has power? Who has money? Who can give them sex? That's what people are attracted to. Okay? So if it just so happened that the white Anglo-Saxon men have been on top of this hierarchy of power over the past however many 100 years you guys want to reference, then that's the case. But it's not because they're a white and attractive or blonde or blue eyes or whatever you guys are saying. It's just the money, sex, and power. Simple.
Now some Asian men have the option and then they're taking it. So I guess the question is, David, yeah, and she is pointing that out. Like, why do Asians particularly, actually, I would say almost all Asians, including Southeast Asians and South Asians, why do they all like white people?
But it might be a global thing too. Like
because they had power.
I don't think you can go anywhere on earth where a prime Margot Robbie is looked down on.
Oh no, I think she steps foot.
Sorry, I'm so sorry I keep pausing, but I feel like they're just simplifying the conversation because yes, a prime Margot Robbie can step into any room, but there are plenty of black women or Asian women, Hispanic women, women of various background and levels of melanin that could step into any room and get the attention of all the men. You just have to be super fucking beautiful. That's it. Okay, like we saw that with Aishwarya. I can't pronounce her last name, but I'll insert a picture. She was Miss World, and men and women loved her just alike when she was reigning Miss World. Okay, and it's because of her effortless beauty. Okay, so I'm so sorry that I'm beating a dead horse, but to me, it's just like they're making this too much about race and not understanding that this race is perhaps preferred because of the power that is woven into it.
In Africa, South America, Scandinavia, I think Margot Robbie could step foot in anywhere in Asia, and people are like, ooh.
Interestingly enough, I stood next to Margot Robbie one time in LA, and it wasn't, I mean, she was like pretty good looking, but it wasn't like,
exactly.
I don't know, maybe there's something
she ain't
about
like
the way
that.
she photographs or something like that.
You're not buying into the white beauty standards of the colonized world, David. Good job.
Somebody said, when men and women, all right, so POC women get with white men because of how they're treated, whereas POC men tend to fetishize their relationship. That's the difference when like women do it versus men do it.
I don't know if that's true. I think that's a very sweeping, like, you know, I like myself some sweeping statements, but that's like a sweeping statement.
I know what they're saying though, because the positioning of a man and the power dynamics of being a man or a woman is so different. But it just, you know, TikTok comments is now the place to get in the nuance.
But they're saying that an Asian woman gets with a white man because they're not treated well by Asians.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They didn't say not treated well by Asians. It just said because of how they're treated. They didn't say not well by Asians.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's case by case, man.
Yeah, I'm sure this person wishes they could elaborate more, but you know, like we said, it's TikTok, it's not Quora, guys. Somebody said it's the opposite. Most guys don't like white girls. They are into Latinas and Asians. Okay, so this is an interesting point that's like almost like just a little bit of a side discussion, but it is true that people like online, if I just base off Instagram comments, they like thick Latinas and petite Asian women.
Yes, that is what is probably the most desired on the internet of the internet crowd.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that the people still value in Margot Robbie's. It's just that I think that they're like...
it's like blasé to talk about her. I don't know.
I just think that maybe it's not a large portion of white women look like Margot Robbie, whereas you could find maybe a larger portion of Latinas are thick Latinas and a larger proportion of Asian women are petite Asian women.
Possibly.
Maybe. I'm just saying
possibly.
that. Somebody said snow bunnies are white women that fetishize black men. They are not interested in you, Danny, referring to the original guy at You Mish. Basically saying, yeah, Danny, you like Margot Robbie's, but do the Margot Robbie's at like Delta, You Mish like you? What do you think?
No. Probably not. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean,
maybe the redheaded girl in Tridelcia.
You're talking about like the top level white women, like an Amber Heard at her peak, or like, I don't even know who's the hottest white woman. I don't know, like a Kendall Jenner. You know what I mean?
Somebody said, snow bunnies mean they are attracted to black men. Use African-American vernacular terms right. I guess that is true because the term snow bunnies typically came from the black world.
Right.
About blonde girls who like black guys, which is a pretty, I guess, common thing as well. Obviously not all.
They don't have to be blonde. It could be a brunette that likes black men. Kendall Jenner could be a snow bunny.
Yeah. Somebody said, I never understood men of color from all groups who degrade their beautiful women to praise a white woman who would most likely never look their way.
That's a good statement, but the also same could be flipped on any Asian woman who ever dissed Asian guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, part of me thinks that they originally created the initial TikTok almost as a troll just to provide some opposing material.
Yeah, because how's that guy gonna, that dude, that Asian guy, I mean, he's like, you know, a decent looking Asian kid in college, but like to be saying that she's a 1 or a 2 is crazy. There's no way that girl's a 1 or 2.
Well, I did some research. Apparently, they're like actually friends and they're like low key trolling each other to go viral.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, going off of like, hello, I'm Sharon. You know, she's kind of saying that she had experiences from back in the day of like how, like, you know, Asian dudes, they have white worship. And I guess a lot of people have white worship. To be honest, that's one of the issues here.
They won the last 300 years. It's pretty common. They set the hierarchy.
I guess.
Somebody said there was some debate over whether the Asian girl you gave a 1 or a 2 was a 6, 7, or 8. Of course, Andrew, that's just a classic TikTok debate, like how hot is, you know, this girl or not, yes or no. Somebody was saying, I've met way too many guys like that. I didn't know it was that common. Do you think that some Asian girls only like these top level, like almost quasi whitewashed Asian guys that like white women? So the type of Asian guy that...
No, because it's not just the top ranking Asian guys that are having the same sentiment as Danny from their original video. That's the whole point. It's like, I'm hesitating on even sharing this YouTube content creator's name because I really don't want him to get any more attention than what he's getting. But yeah, there was a guy that made a video about me talking about how masculine I am or how much of a black woman I act like or whatever, and that was his reasoning as to why Asian men don't like me. Okay, so yeah, and he's mid at best. Like, that's like honestly me giving him at best because he has a decent sized channel, which means he probably has some financial stability. But as far as look department, it's like, no, it's not just the fucking BTS guys that are coming at us. Okay, it's just men in general. And I hate the way that came off because I obviously, if you guys watch my channel, you guys know I don't hate men, I don't hate women, I don't hate people in general. But it's just like sometimes it's like you get stuck into these internet online conversations and then it morphs and changes your perspective about this particular group when at the end of the day that person that I'm talking about doesn't represent all Asian men. So anywho, I'm sorry if that was a little bit misplaced.
These Asian girls want to boo up are the type that would not like them back, and they feel frustrated by that.
Yeah, that's the same dynamic with Asian guys who like whitewashed girls because you're an Americanized Asian guy and you actually want an Asian girl who kind of acts like a white girl, but a lot of those girls are often don't end up with Asian guys.
It's a little bit like saying my favorite type of Asian woman, Asian American woman, is the type that categorically does not like me back.
Yeah, yeah. It's really funny.
And I think that ultimately gets into our like last question, Andrew, where you were saying, does it build empathy? The truth is, I'll say this is my major takeaway, man. After going on a few dates or having dated some non-Asian women, it is different.
You're saying non-Asian people's culture is different.
Yeah, non-Asian people's culture is different.
Yeah, you're talking about...
Big surprise. There's a culture difference within cultures. Duh.
Caribbean and white girls primarily, like Latinas,
like
yeah.
The Dominican girl that was like and I'm saying that like it is different. Like everything's different. Like the conversations are different. The music you're gonna listen to is different. The venues you go to
but that's
is different. Like I was going to like Jamaican.
Now that
spots.
doesn't mean you prefer the Dominican girl over Asian, but you can see that there is a difference that if you were much more into even that culture or how that culture was, that you would just date that type of woman more.
Yeah. So I guess
that's an explanation. That is a legit explanation for you and maybe a lot of Asian women throughout history. Not all of them. Some of them have just been very, very negative, but a lot of them would just give you a legit answer, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I do think.
Remember when that Asian girl in my last video, and I'm sorry I keep referencing this video, but she gave a legit reason as to why she wasn't dating Asian men. She felt that Asian men didn't give her the leeway or the grace that they would tend to give to white women. She was berated by an Asian man when she went out and got sushi with him because she dipped her sushi in soy sauce. And he told her, that's not how you're supposed to do it. She's Korean. How would she know? So that was a very legit reason. And again, there were a lot of Asian men in my comment section that were not buying it.
An answer, right?
Yeah. So I do think that, like, as Asian guys go on more dates or continue to date non-Asian women, I don't know. I guess will it build more empathy? Yes or no? Or is it different? Because obviously the guy doing, I don't know, the power dynamics, you could layer it, or you could take that layer off just like Photoshop.
I think I would wrap it up and say, generally, I think when you feel like you have more options and you can date other women of other cultures, you will start to realize what a lot of Asian women were saying. It doesn't make it right, and it doesn't mean that they should have been disrespecting Asian men or anything like that, but I guess it just gives you a little bit of perspective. You know, when you go on a date and you're like, if you go on a date with a white, like if I went out with some white girls and I was like, yeah, like I could just see the roles flipped, and I'm an Asian girl and she's a white guy. Like I could see why an Asian girl would also enjoy this.
Yeah, but you didn't enjoy it as much as Asian women.
I didn't enjoy it as much, okay?
But why? Why, David? Why'd you have to go there again? Once again, Andrew is trying to say that he's putting himself in the shoes of an Asian woman, trying to see her perspective despite of what his own experience may be. But if he was enjoying a date with someone that was outside the Asian race, he can understand how an Asian woman could enjoy it. But again, it's like, see, that's what I say. It's like, I feel like David, he does a lot of projection of whatever liberal or progressiveness or identity politics that he plays within himself. He projects that onto a lot of people. Like I told you guys, I paused the video and I asked, why was the Little Miss unhappy or Little Miss happiness? Why did he say, oh, this is a Hispanic woman and I assume she's into Asian men that are Chads? Why? Why was my question.
But, you know, I'm just saying, I mean, like, if I'm...
Yeah, David, did you enjoy your date with the Jamaican girl? Did you enjoy the music? Did you enjoy the oxtails? Did you enjoy the patty and the cocoa bread? Oh, can I say that you didn't enjoy it as much as an Asian woman would enjoy a date with a Jamaican guy? It's like, sorry, I'm so sorry. I know I'm like 10 seconds delayed on that, but it was just, I was just thinking, I was like, wait, he dates interracially. Like, what the fuck is his problem, bro?
Yeah, if I got Margot Robbie, I don't know. I might never date another Asian girl in my life, bro.
Talk about white worshiping, right?
So, anyways, guys, interesting discussion.
Very interesting.
Ultimately, date who you want. Just don't be disrespectful to Asian men and Asian women. Holy shit. How easy is that? How simple is that, guys?
Yeah, and then now
it's
crazy now with the online trolling back and forth. And then like everybody's like talking about Asian men and Asian women, but they're only referring to the super hot Asian girls. And the Asian girls that are talking about Asian men are only talking about the super hot, like 6 feet ones with the black work tattoos. And like, who knows, man? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like very ironic of this entire conversation. I think it's a very interesting one, don't get me wrong, because I do think that there was some progress being made, because for them to even consider putting themselves into the shoes of an Asian woman, that's a step in itself. Because, I mean, for decades, Asian men have been dating white women. For decades. Like I told you guys, Bruce Lee, they're like all of is Ki Hui Fong, like, but no, like, yeah, it's like, I feel like as far as like Asian men, like, especially within the media, like they've always gone after white women. So I don't know. I just think it's a very interesting perspective. I don't know. Like maybe we do live in alternate realities. Okay. Maybe the Asians that are living on the West Coast experience something completely different than what Asians experience in the Southeast, because I've shared this with you guys many, many times in the past, and I'll reiterate it here. But all of my Asian females are engaged or married to other Asian men. Okay. It's like, I would want to say like 1 out of every 10 or 1 out of every 20 are actually in an interracial relationship. And that doesn't mean that they're dating someone of the same ethnic background. No, my best friend currently is in Vietnam and she's getting married to her husband, who is of Indian descent, but raised in Singapore. Okay? That's still an intercultural relationship, but still within the Asian race. So I'm sorry, guys. I just had to share that little fun fact, but please do let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, I've enjoyed today's conversation. I hope you guys did too. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. That definitely helped me out. And I look forward to speaking with you guys next time. Bye.